Ladies and gentlemen, he was from China and I am an Indian. He used to make me laugh, wipe my tears, hug me tight, watch me succeed, see me struggle, help me strive, and keep me strong. He promised to make me happy. Everything was fixed, and we were very excited to solemnize our relationship. As Martin Luther King has said, that there is no more lovely, friendly, and charming relationship, communion, company than a good marriage. A good marriage was perfectly planned. Suddenly, a war broke. A war broke out between India and China. The borders were sealed, flights were cancelled, and travel was not possible. The dream shattered. With a broken heart and incomplete marriage, I thought, why it has happened to my best friend? Ladies and gentlemen, why? Just because of the borders and boundaries created by us? Whenever they smell any conflict, they just close the borders without realizing the pain, the emotional agony of its citizen. I am here today to speak and advocate of a world without borders. Ladies and gentlemen, the research says world military spending rises to almost 2 trillion in 2020. Total global military expenditure rose to 1,981 billion last year, an increase of 2.6% in real terms from 2019. According to the new data published by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. And now look at this ugly picture of the globe. More than 5.7 million children under 5 on the brink of starvation across the world. The world is facing the biggest global hunger crisis of the 21st century, and we are spending trillions and trillions on border safety. If we talk about our own nation, our own beloved country, India, the total defense budget, including miscellaneous and pensions, is 4,78,195.62 crore for the year 2021-22, which is 13.73% of total central government expenditure. On one hand, people are starving, and on other hand, we are expending and spending on the borders. Can't these borders be demolished? Can't we live in one global country? Today, we all know that the world has so many global issues, like global environmental issues, overconsumption of resources. The situation is such where resources use has outpaced the sustainable capacity of the ecosystem. Overpopulation, too many people for the planet to sustain. Biodiversity loss, deforestation, desertification, global warming, climate change, habitat destruction, and many more. Do you think dealing with these serious issues at an individual nation level is advisable? Is this a solution? Suppose we have an umbrella. Suppose we have an umbrella and this umbrella has many holes and it's raining heavily. If I am going to close this hole that is nearest to me, is that going to save me and protect me from the rain? Your answer would be, of course, no. We will be completely drenched by the rain coming from other holes. So if we really want to save ourselves from rain, we have to close all the holes. Similarly, the global issues have to be solved at global level. The entire world is an umbrella. If our neighboring countries are not able to address the same issue with the same magnitude of seriousness, carefulness, and enthusiasm, our country will be affected with the consequences. If we are really serious about solving global concerns, then remove the borders and rise upon hyper-nationality. Imagine a global world where there is no barriers, no boundaries, and there are no restrictions for visiting other country. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever thought about who built the boundaries and who invented the first passport? When Adam and Eve came from paradise on this earth, was there any passport system? Was there any boundary at any region? You all will agree with us, it is all man created. It's not created by our supreme power who created the whole universe. The concept of worldwide passport standard isn't actually that old. In fact, the system began less than a century ago. The standard emerged for the League of Nations shortly after World War I in 1920. With the war over, many countries looked for any solution to maintain peace. We tend to think of borders as if they were there, as if these are natural things and that have always existed. But of course, the idea of borders and the idea of having countries is a very recent phenomenon. It's something that emerged really in just the past few hundred years. And in a lot of the world, the last 50 years or 75 years since World War II. It's really a new and somewhat radical experiment for thinking about the relationship between people and land. When any state joins the UN, they have to agree to respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the other member state. It essentially forces all countries to respect each other's borders. After World War II and after the period of decolonization that followed through the 1970s, borders have been really fixed. My question is, if we can impose these limitations and these borders on us, can we demolish this? Yes, of course, we should remove. We can try to be a global nation. We can think about the progress of this universe globally as one nation, as one world. This entire universe is like a body. If one part of the body hurts, the other parts equally suffers. Likewise, if any part of the world agonizes, it affects the other parts of the world too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this issue with another perspective. Not every place in the world is equally well suited to multiple economic activities. Nature's boundaries are divided unevenly. Variations in wealth and income created by these differences are magnified by the governments of different countries. While advocating for open borders, I make a strong moral argument that a person's life chances should not be determined by the accident of where they are born. Let them have the freedom of cultivating the crops of their own talents and hard work, irrespective of their birthplace, nationality, or any other basis. I have witnessed the discrimination, and I have seen the people working on the same position with same qualification, with same work profile, with different salary structures, just because of the nationalities. If we are provided with the luxuries of life and with the best facilities available, we are kept in the golden cage. Can we prefer this golden cage over our freedom of movement? Of course, no. Freedom of movement is a basic human right. Thus, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights belies its name when it proclaims this right only within the borders of each state. Human rights do not stop at the border. Nation states are a relatively recent concept, while migration is as old as humanity. Borders explore to restrict and basic human custom for the distinct purpose of excluding some and privileging others. This discriminates between all people. They do not simply set boundaries for countries. They are metaphors for how we might imagine other human beings and how we treat them in this world. Immigrants are not the problem. Believe me, borders are the problems for sure. We don't know what the future holds, but if we don't fight for it, it won't perish. We have to raise the issue. Activism is the key. Bad things happen when good people stay at home silent. Let's not be silent. Now, let me share some good news. In this virtual world, we already have this concept of a world without barriers. We don't have any restrictions in the virtual world. We can meet anyone, we can from any part of the world, we can contact anyone, we can visit anyone, we can interact with anyone. Let the virtual world be transformed into real world, and let's all live together in this global world as one nation. I firmly believe that one day we can travel from Alaska to Japan, from Sri Lanka to Russia without any limitations and restrictions imposed on us. I dream of a world where there is no borders. I dream of a world where I dream of a world where one fine morning I can fly like a butterfly from place to place, to any nation, any country, to meet the men and women of this beautiful world. They are my brothers and sisters. I dream of a world where there is no discrimination on the basis of region, nation, color, creed, religion, or any other. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me request you, let's change this line, Hindi hai hum watan hai, Hindustan hamara, we are Hindi and India is our country, to this line that Hindi hai hum watan hai, sara jahan hamara, we are Hindi and the whole world is ours. This is my dream. And the great thing about dream is that when you always have something, to wake up to. I have a dream of this world with no boundaries. And I establish my voice today. Will you support my voice? Will you support my cause to make this world a better place for you, me, and the entire humanity? Thank you very much.